Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. I am streaming this clip live on Twitch. That's where I'm broadcasting this recording. You can join me and the rest of the community there every night at 6 p.m. I hope to see you tonight. If you hear anything in the background, it's my 3D printer printing off ghosts that apparently have run off. Because I had a couple, but I guess Jedi really liked them. We had someone pop into chat the other day, Evil World 84, not to be confused with Evil World 83, asked, Chris, what's your opinion on virtual assistants? Well, my opinion is most of them are not that good. Once you use Google Assistant, it's kind of like that, and then everything else kind of gets lumped together in that category. So there's really not much from my experience to discuss on that matter, but I thought I would extrapolate and potentially talk about the 10 reasons why I, and vicariously we, the family, does not have a smart speaker, right? These are the things that you plug into the wall and they connect to the internet and listen to you all the time and then regurgitate whatever. We don't have them. We don't necessarily need them or want them. And that's really the first reason, because why? We don't need one. Like, are they a nice to have? Maybe? Like, I'm not even sure I can make the argument that they are nice to have. That they're a have. But they're absolutely not a need. I wasn't, like, going around going, you know what? I wish I could talk to the wall and it would respond to me. Because nowadays, my virtual assistant is on me in one way, shape, or form. And the same with Diana. I mean, we always have our devices on us. We need yet another device in the house? That was, another reason. It's another device to have, another device to support, another device that may have a connection to the internet or lose a connection to the internet, be connected to the internet. The fewer devices that are around, believe it or not, the easier it is to handle everything. Because when you've got one device clamoring for your attention, or you've got to stop to think, wait, do I talk to the device? Did the device pick up my voice, or did my phone pick up? Wait, your phone picked up my voice. Why did your phone pick up my voice? No, I'm not talking to your phone. I'm talking to the device. Don't need one. We already have smartphones on us. It's another device connected to the network. That's 3 reasons right there off the top of my head. Another reason, the sound. Now I know some of these smart speakers or speakers that are powerful have the assistants built in, but they're not really any better than non-assistant speakers. Like, when I want a speaker that only broadcasts audio, it doesn't actually listen to anything. Not that I don't want to go down that path, because, you're opting into it. I just don't need everything in my house to listen to me. I just need people to listen. That's it. And then my smartphone, my virtual assistant, on me, right? Not necessarily a device that's also connected. The sound is no better than the average Bluetooth speaker. And honestly, I'm not an audiophile, but it's like, why would I pay extra? And even if it was a bonus, I'm not going to turn it on. I'm not going to use it. I don't need everything. It's like having an internet connected refrigerator. I know some of y'all love that. I'm sure you're in love with, or an internet connected light bulb. I know there are some of you out there that are all into it. I'm not. Like, I realized it got way out of hand. And as far as smart speakers are concerned, this is just, it became one more thing and one more thing and one more thing. And then I realized, wait a minute. I'd rather be a minimalist in terms of that kind of thing. I'm a maximalist in terms of Star Wars stuff. A minimalist in terms of the technology that I may feel is just being replicated. Now, if you have an extra Emperor Palpatine figure or tech figure, hey, can't have enough of those. But as far as something like a smart speaker, we're already taken care of. Don't need too many of them. Another reason why we don't have smart speakers here, they stick out like a sore thumb. And I know they make them to blend in with the environment, but the cord where we have to set them, on the countertop, it's tethered, and it's just this cable that's dangling, and like, I don't want to have cables everywhere. I mean, I have to have cables connected, to the wall to power, but for some reason or another, there's no elegant way of doing that with a smart speaker. I'm not saying that's like the reason, but it's like, I really don't want to have this speaker out in the middle of the countertop, or even like, on the backsplash of a countertop, because it sticks out. I've even seen really cool, I'll throw this in there, models that you can 3D print so you could put a smart speaker into a 3D printed model that makes it look like R2-D2. That's pretty cool. I will admit that. But like in terms of the tethering, it's just, I don't know. In my world, the fewer cables I have to worry about, the better. Even on the desk, with all the stuff that I have, it drives me nuts, the amount of cables that I have to deal with now. And what's up with wireless charging anyway? It just seems wrong. I'm gonna throw this in there as a little bonus. It's tethered. Something's got to be connected to the wall. It's not wireless. Wireless charging would be like, look, it's charging. There's nothing connected to it. That's wireless charging. Something that's tethered inevitably, that's not wireless charging. It's wired wireless charging. Branding. Another reason why we don't have smart speaker is we've had them before. So you'd think, well, Chris, you haven't tried it. Yeah, we have. We've had them before, and you know what happens? We forget they're there. So it's connected. Not that it takes a lot of power. It's there. It's listening, waiting for our command. You know, and it's replicated. And that's the reason why we don't use them. So why have something that's a tool that you're not going to use? I'm not talking about a toy. You know, I mean, you could use a toy. I mean, Tuscan rating on Twitch, the best ever. No, we're talking about a tool. A tool needs to be used. I don't want to collect tools. Not my thing. Your thing is great. Remember, these are the reasons why I don't use a smart speaker. To me, because the reason that we always have our digital assistants on us in some way, whether we're using our watch, that's more than likely tethered to our phone. It's like, no, the wearable gives me freedom. I just need to be within 3 feet of my smartphone to have it work all the time because it's smart. It seems that a lot of these smart speakers, more often than not, were a solution in search of a problem. Because, to me, your favorite virtual assistant, whatever it happens to be, and I genuinely don't care what your favorite virtual assistant is, because you probably have one. It may not even be mine. I don't have a virtual assistant. You know, a digital assistant kind of. I like Google Assistant. I said that before. I'm just saying that, you know, you already had a way to get to that. By way of your phone. I mean, yeah, you know, if your phone's halfway across the house and you needed to get the answer right now, I suppose if you happen to have a speaker plugged in, then you can get the answer right now. What's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? If you need to know that, I suppose, but it's never happened here. It just didn't happen. Another reason why we don't have one is we have a child. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You should have children if you care to procreate. But she would, I'm not going to say, what's the right word in this context? She has no regulator inside. She doesn't know when to stop. She doesn't know when to use it and when not to use it. Moreover, she could ask a question, and she had, that yielded an answer that I'm not sure I would necessarily want her to hear. Because reasons. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it was just like one more thing that could have been not a danger. It's just the child is not old enough to be responsible or to understand the responsibility of accessing the internet, and getting to it has to be somewhat managed. And at the time that we used it, it was not manageable at all. Fun for maybe a minute, but then the novelty wore off quick. Another reason, really the final reason that I've got written down here, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That happens to me all the time. When I'm in the car and I'm like, I gotta ask a question. Sorry, I can't answer that right now. Or I ask it a question and it gives me an answer. I'm like, that's an unintelligible answer. Why am I asking you? I'm just gonna go to my phone and type it in. You sensing a pattern here? So no, I'm genuinely not into the smart speaker thing. Maybe at some point I will. But right now, I'm good with the virtual assistant access that I have at my fingertips. Well, not... Okay. At my fingertips. Now they're... Fingertips! Fingertips! Fingertips!